Today we're going to be talking about trend lines. I'm going to give you a brief explanation on what they are and how I use them. Depending on who you talk to, trend lines, creating trend lines may vary, and also depending on who you talk to and what time of day it is, the way people utilize them is different. So I'm going to explain to you the way I use them, and again, this is just an explanation of what I do, so you'll be able to follow along and pretty much understand what I mean by trend lines when I'm using that as a reason to enter or as a confirmation of an entry that I'm about to take. And we're going to start with the most basic form, I guess, is the 2-point trend line. Two-point trend line. Basically, what I'm going to do is, some people take it from the top of the wick. I don't like to take it from the top of the wick. I'm going to take a line from the base of this point, and basically I'm going to draw it to this point. Now, this trend line is pretty much infinity. And once it's there, I wait on it to be tested before I actually enter into a trade on it. What I mean by it being tested is basically wait on price to come down, then turn around, go back up to the trend line, not pierce it, or maybe just pierce it by the wick, and then come back down. Trend lines. Once again, take a line and I draw from the top of the body of my candlestick to another point on the top of the body of another candlestick. And that line, I wait for confirmation that it's not being pierced or not being broken. Then I know I got myself a solid trend line. Or I know I got a trend line that I can base some type of entry off of. Now, a better trend line, 3-point trend lines. I'll take this and erase it. Three-point trend lines are basically same thing, basically. A line that covers more than 1 point, 2 points, 3 points. So on and so on. Now on 3-point trend lines, you know, 3 or more point trend lines, you know what price is doing. It's pretty much hitting it and bouncing back, hitting it and bouncing back, hitting it and bouncing back. Every time that price hits that line and bounces off of it, it's confirming that you have a solid trend line. Those you can actually base entries off of. Every time you base an entry off of a trend line, you have to have confirmation by at least 2 other indicators telling you to get into that trade. Because at any moment the trend line can be broken. Peace.